Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkoviak, getting ready to head out right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about just fighting through the grind sometimes. It's late season here. It is December 5th, and our gun season ended on November 30th. And I guess it was the worst gun season ever with the new laws. The new laws allowed people to shoot does on their gun licenses, which has never happened before. Plus, we got muzzleloader that started, I think, today or starts in a day or two or something that you're allowed to kill, or you can use during the muzzleloader season. You can use any center fire rifle, but I've never seen it like this. I have been out 3 times. I've done 3 sits so far in this late season. December 1st, December 3rd, December or 2nd, 3rd, and today being the 4th. I have not seen a deer yet. Not on stand, not crossing a road, not jumping them going in and covering many miles of scouting. I've not seen a deer where I can name, I don't think in 5 years I've ever went 3 sits in a row without seeing a deer, without seeing deer on stand, let alone not seeing them on the roads coming out. Remember, I'm driving 40 miles of basically back roads, and normally, even in December, when I would leave this area to get back to my house, I would see 25 or 30 deer, at least on the roads. I've not seen one. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I don't hunt here during the gun season, but my buddy Joe, he was one of my photographers. You guys know him if you listen to the podcast, but he hunts here every gun season. He sets up a wall tent and they stay for 10 days here, him and his brothers. And he said this was the worst gun season he'd ever seen. He said he saw more hunters than ever before in history. He saw more does hanging than ever before in camps. He said it was an absolute crazy zoo, like a zoo around here. So I got to take that kind of into consideration. And like I said, I've covered a lot of ground. I've been out here since 11:30 today. I have scouted and scouted and scouted, and I'm pretty disappointed in the sign. It's pretty rough out here. So you got to take that kind of stuff into consideration when you're out here and you're figuring out what you want to do. Times are going to change. These deer here now, there is a third as many deer as there was back in the beginning of the season. They have been pressured to the point that they are straight up pissed off. These deer are mad. They are burying themselves in and getting away from people. There are still people today alone, just in checking places and stuff. It's a Friday. It's a random Friday between muzzleloader and between gun season, and I've still seen like 13 cars out here today. I've passed 4 4-wheelers that were parked with gun cases on the back and hunting. There's a lot going on out here. These deer are fed up with that. So you have to take advantage of what opportunities you have. And you got to just keep grinding. You got to just keep digging and keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper until you find where those deer are during daylight. Plus, the other issue I had too was on those the last 3 times I have been out, the last 3 sits I've done have been 20 plus mile an hour winds, 18 mile an hour winds. It's been windy, and that kind of makes it tough as well too. These deer, especially being this pressured, they don't like the wind in that zone. Now, if the wind is 25 or 30, they'll move because they get anxious and they don't want to sit still. If the wind is below 15, they'll move, or below 20, even 15 and below, maybe 10 and below, they'll move more natural. So you have to take all this stuff into consideration, but you got to just keep moving forward and going through it. And don't do the same thing over and over again. If it doesn't work, try something different. I bounce around all the time. Right now, like I said, I've been out, I've done scouting. I probably covered 4 miles today. That's why I'm getting dressed with thicker layers, because I've been in less layers. Actually, to one point in a t-shirt, and it's only 34 degrees. But I was in a t-shirt just because I was hiking so much that you want to get yourself, get acclimated, get yourself out there, dive into these places, find the stuff that matters, find where these deer are, and, and just keep moving. And that's it. Just keep staying with it and trying to get on it. That's the only thing you can do that's going to really make a difference. I don't have any, I wish I had a secret success button for you, but I don't. But, it's tough, especially here. Again, we're in northern Michigan. Our deer sign here, we have frozen ground right now. Like I said, it's barely at 32 right now. But, it was 21 degrees overnight. But the ground is frozen solid. If a deer walks someplace, unless it's swampland, if he walks anywhere, there is no track. You don't see a track. You don't see anything fresh. So you got to really use your wits. Okay, you got to think about what they've done and what they've changed to. Are they going to food sources? Yes, probably. Now that the rut is over, but most of the food sources, people are like, oh, look at these oaks are dropping like crazy. Look at all these deer tracks. You're in December on public land, right after gun season. Do you think a deer is going to that oak tree during daylight? He's got all night. Not only does he have all night is a lot longer now. What that means is that back in October, there might have been 7 hours of darkness, 8 hours of darkness maybe. Now there's like 12 or 13 or 14 hours. Actually, no, I think it's about 16 hours, 14 hours of darkness. They have more time at night than they do during the day. So there's no reason for them to hit that food source during daylight hours. They will come there 45 minutes after legal shooting light ends and eat. But your job is to figure out how they're going to get to that oaks, where they're coming from, where they're bedding at, and get as close to that as you can. Ground won't give you any sign because it's frozen. Pressure is tremendous. The deer are pissed because of what they've been through. There's way less deer than they were before. They're highly, highly educated to what everybody is doing. Very tough time of the year. Do not give up. Think outside of the box. Apply what you know. Think of where they're going and then figure out where they're coming from. Find those areas that are thick and nasty that you know that they're going to be bedding in and they have that secure cover, and then get set up in there as best you can and get on them. That's basically what it is. This is the hardest time I've ever had to hunt, even though it's only been 3 days. It's your job to still grind forward. You don't get to sit back. Either go find yourself a piece of private land and hunt that, or if you don't want to be bothered, or take up golf. But if you want to be out here doing it, give it everything you got, but do not get stuck doing the same thing over and over again. Keep evolving, keep changing it up, keep thinking outside of the box. I have been on all different types of cover, in the last 3 sits. Failed every one of them, which, like I said, I can't tell you. It's got to be 10 years since I went 3 sits in a row without a deer. Very frustrating. Am I giving up? Not even a little bit. It's making me work even harder. I am now going to get in here. I'm going right into a thick pocket of overgrown clear cut, right on the edge of a swamp. Great transition in there. And it's kind of a hidden spot between bigger pockets where other people are pressure-wise. And I'm hoping that pressure moves them right into this zone that I need. But there's high pressure 500 yards that way, and a lot of high pressure 500 yards that way. And where I'm going right in here is where I'm hoping they just channel them all right into there, and it's just thick, nasty, and nobody can hunt it. And that's what I'm going to go give a whirl at. Keep evolving, keep changing, keep grinding. It is worth doing. And at the very least, understand this, at the very least, even if you don't kill a deer for the rest of the season, your education is growing. You are becoming a better hunter. You are learning a lot more. That is worth more than anything. Those of you guys that know me, I spent the first, it took me, I want to say it was almost 4. It was 3 years. But in the beginning, when I killed my first deer I have to think back when I did, because it was 93. No, I graduated in 93. I killed my first deer in 94, and I did not kill another deer until 1997, and I switched right after I killed that first deer. I went right from a compound. I only killed 1 deer at the compound in 94, and then I switched that was in October, and then that December I went to a traditional bow. I did not kill a deer until October of 97, so 3 whole years of hunting. October, November, December, every weekend, every day after work I hunted more than you could ever imagine, and never killed a deer. I missed 12 deer in those 3 years, but I learned so much because I didn't kill a deer. I just kept learning, and this works, this doesn't work. This let me see deer, this didn't work at all. This is a time for that same kind of thing. Right now I'm going through it too. 3 sits without seeing a deer, this doesn't happen. Now I'm going to re-educate myself and think outside of the box from what I normally do. Obviously things are now different here. It's not the same thing. Whatever happened in the last 3 weeks of gun season that I've been gone for have changed everything in the places that I normally know. I now have to step outside of my comfort zone, think outside of the box, and chase them down in very tough conditions. No ground sign, no anything. Like I said, it's much harder. You have to do the same. Do it. Get out there, grind. Bonus side, you kill a deer. Most important part, you're going to educate yourself, learn a whole bunch more, and become that much better of a hunter for it. So, All right, there you go, guys. Look at that. Beautiful doe, very pretty doe. And I told you that would pay out. I told you that, you know, sticking with it, giving it the grind. You can still see it's still daylight out. I do got my flashlight on because it is getting darker for the camera. But I mean, it's only shooting light goes till 5:45, and it's only 5:17, and I've already got it tagged. I found her. I'm ready to gut her. All that kind of stuff. She only made it about 40 yards, and perfect shot, quarter way. Hit that other shoulder blade on that side, done. She's, you know, it's stuck in the other shoulder blade on there, then kicked out. I got to find the arrow still, but like I said, put her right down, nice, sweet, and easy. Beautiful doe, and but I saw 6 deer total tonight. 3 came by, let a button buck walk right underneath me. I wasn't going to shoot a button buck, and then there was another doe, a yearling doe that I would have shot, or a mom that I would have shot, but they were both too far out at about 25 yards. The button buck worked its way right underneath me, but doing exactly what I said. You can see it right over here, poplars. I'm hunting over there. She came in this way, but I'm hunting over there. But this is what I was telling you, poplars on the, you know, clear cut right on the edge of a swamp in between that pressure. But the point being, stick with it. Give it everything you got. Don't give up. Keep grinding. Keep trying different things. This is a perfect example of that. You heard a few hours ago when I was by the car getting ready how frustrated I was. It's been a very tough year since the guns went off. This is my 4th sit since being back in Michigan after gun season was over, and we got a nice deer, another one for the freezer. So very excited, but keep grinding. Give it everything you got. Don't give in. Just keep at it. I promise you, it's worth it. Just keep at it. That was the whole point of the whole video, even from the beginning when I made it. So this is just icing on a cake. But saw 6 deer. I was thrilled, and we got one going home with us. Thanks for watching.